So one of the things that people often ask me about is, how do I talk to spirit? How do I hear spirit? How do I know if it's spirit and not my ego? Well, there's no one answer for that. And A Course in Miracles is never going to tell you what to do in the world. It's not an instruction manual on how to behave in the world of form. It's always referring to the level of content, to the level of spirit, how spirit speaks to us, the real world, the only thing that's real. That's what it is always speaking about. Now, it can be confusing because the Course will address the different levels. Sometimes it will speak to the level of form because it's trying to get through to us on the level that we think we live. So there are parts of the Course that will say things like, God is crying for you because God misses you, things like that. It's not true. It's metaphor. God doesn't even know that we're here because we're not really here. God knows we're at home in heaven with God. That's what God knows. God does not know anything about this dream, okay? Just like we don't know if you have a child and your child is having a nightmare, you don't know that, okay? If you're not in the bedroom with your child and you're not witnessing them having that nightmare, you don't know that they're having it. Just like God is not aware that we are having this nightmare because it's not even real. It's just a dream. We're not really there. So just to clarify that, God, the Course, Jesus is never, ever, ever giving us an instruction manual on the level of form, telling us how to communicate with them, with God or Jesus. And there is no differentiation. There's just source. And we've taken that one source, love, energy, and fractally separated it into seemingly billions and trillions and quadrillions of different forms, all to lose ourselves in the world of ego. Okay, so how do I talk to spirit? If I don't even know what spirit is and I'm confused and I'm getting tricked by all these ego things all the time, how do I talk to spirit? Well, it's really quite simple. It's just about going within and following your instincts. That's really all it is. And that can be frustrating for people who feel like, but I need instructions. Tell me exactly what to do. There are no exact instructions. It's different for everyone. Everyone has their own path, their own curriculum, but there are many things that are very similar on our individual paths. And one of them is aligning with our internal self, following the clues of what our internal self, our higher self, our God self, our self that is connected to Holy Spirit is telling us. That's what our instincts are for. So where I tend to feel it most is in my chest and in my gut. Those two chakras, those two areas, that's where I tend to feel it most in my body of form. It's going to be different for everyone. Some people, it might be coming to them in visions. Some people might be hearing things. Some people are simply getting symbols in the world of form around them that are giving them clues. Some people are meditating and getting messages from that. I'm not even a traditional meditator. Sometimes I do. It's not like I've never done it. I've done it plenty of times. But it's not something that's necessarily part of my daily practice or routine. Doesn't mean I'm telling you not to do it. Everyone has their own path. The reason I'm pointing out that I don't regularly meditate is because a lot of people think that, that's a must do in order to be spiritual. You must be sitting down and meditating on a regular basis in order to be spiritual. Is something we've been told a lot in our world of form. But there are many different types of meditation. I feel that I do meditate every day, just not in the traditional form of sitting down and, maybe saying some ohms or things like that. Now, those are all wonderful things and they're very valuable. I'm not suggesting that they don't have value at all. It's just not where my instincts and my energetic path has led me to. I find other ways to meditate. I enjoy taking walks to meditate, for example, or a bike ride. I enjoy doing tarot to meditate. I find that when I'm doing tarot, I was going to say tarot or oracle cards, that I'm connecting to the higher realms when I'm doing that. Now, it's still within the bubble of illusion when you're doing tarot and oracle. It's just reading the energies that are around you in this dream that we've dreamt up. It's just giving us more clarity within that dream world that we made up. but it's still going to a higher vibration than the very low, dense 3D vibration that we've been clinging to for so long in this illusory world of ours. So as we begin to wake up as a collective and start to remember who we really are and how to actually go home to heaven and God where we've been all along, as we do that within our illusion, within our dream world, we're going to appear to continuously be waking up within that dream. That's what's happening right now. There is an ascension process happening on our planet right now. It is now mid-November of 2021. Lots of shit has gone down for the past year and a half. I mean, honestly, even for the, several years before the pandemic hit, okay? There's all sorts of changes that appear to be happening in our 3D world of form, because in our dream world, we are ascending. Still just a dream, but it's symbolizing the truth, which is we have already ascended. We are already at home, safe with God in heaven. And you can call it any names you want. As I've said before, the Course is using very Christian language in an attempt to correct some of the misinformation that has come out for many years using that same language. That's really all it's trying to do, because a lot of the world is Christian and a lot of the world knows that terminology. So that's why it's using those terms. I've told you before in a previous video that I was actually born a Jew. I've been raised in a Jewish family. We were not religious. To me, it was much more of a culture than anything else. But I did find the Christian terminology off-putting at first. But then I just got used to it because I understood they're just symbols. Words are just symbols of symbols. Everything that appears to be within our illusory world is a symbol because it's not real. And then words are symbols of those symbols. So it's very removed from the truth, words. Now, they do carry weight. They do carry an energy to them. But what's important is what the speaker of those words believes about those words. That's what's important, not the words themselves. It's the meaning you attach to them. So if you're struggling at all with any of the Christian terminology, either because you were not raised a Christian or because you were raised a Christian, I know way more people who have issues with the Christian terminology in the Course because they were raised Christian, had traumatic experiences with that religion for all sorts of various reasons, whether it be in association with the church, in association with their family, both, whatever. But it was traumatic for them, and then they have issues with it for those reasons. So there's all sorts of reasons people could have issues with the terminology, but I'm suggesting that if you feel drawn to the message of the Course, to do your best to look beyond the triggers, and even to look at those triggers and say, well, why do these words trigger me? What is upsetting about this? And then dig deeper, because there's the message there for you. And every time something triggers us or seems to annoy us, okay, that takes me back to how we connect to spirit. We want to listen to our feelings. Our feelings are the barometer. When we feel at peace and we feel loving and we feel high vibe, we're on the right track. We're listening to the right teacher. When we feel the opposite of those things, anything that has to do with fear, anger, depression, complacency, anything that has to do with a lower vibration, we're listening to the wrong teacher. So that tells us whether we're talking to spirit or not. Our feelings. That's another way that we can gauge. Am I talking to spirit or am I talking to ego? Well, am I feeling fear? Am I feeling competition? Am I feeling like, oh, I got to get this thing. If I don't hurry up and get this thing, I'm going to miss my opportunity to get this thing. If there's any kind of longing or grabbing or forcing or any of the things I just named, that's all ego, right? And if it feels like it's flowing and it's coming from a loving place, even if it's a boundary, even if it's you saying no, if it feels loving and flowing within you to say, no, I don't want to participate in that. No, I don't want to be around that energy. Those are loving things as well. So if you're coming from a free-flowing, loving place that's high vibe, even if some people in the world of form say, oh, that's low vibe. No, I'm judging you. That's their problem. You ignore that. You pay attention to you. What flows with you? What feels good with you? How do you feel safe? How do you feel loved? How do you feel like you're in the presence of love? Your feelings will tell you that. So that's another way to know if you're speaking to spirit or not. So at the end of the day, for me, or the beginning of the day, doesn't matter when it is, I always ask spirit what is best for me. I don't make decisions for myself. I don't decide where to go or what to do or what my goals are or anything like that. This channel is a perfect example. I have zero goals for this channel. There's so much information out there about, how to grow your YouTube channel, and, you got to set your goals and intentions. And then there's all these steps for you to go through to do those things. I don't have any interest in those things. And I'm not putting anyone down who does at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that my own inner guidance is not telling me to do that. It's telling me to focus on truth, to make videos that express the truth as I understand it, so that it can help others to raise their vibration and to understand truth. Spirit told me to do this. Spirit told me to make this channel. I'm not great at technology. In fact, I'm terrible at it. It's a huge challenge for me, but that's something Spirit is leading me to do. They want me to learn more about it. They want me to feel more empowered by understanding the technology that I often find so challenging. And I no longer have two teenagers that I can just go to solve all my technical issues for me. So now I have to do it myself. Anyway, so that's another perfect example. Okay, this channel's messy. I'm not good at technology. It's going to be very homespun looking. It's not going to be flashy. I don't have big, huge goals. It's just pure truth. It's what Spirit has led me to do. So that's a perfect example. It's not shiny and glossy and perfect, but it did come from Spirit because I hear it in my heart. And these videos that I make come from my heart, and they're meant directly to go to your heart. So that's it. So I follow what Spirit tells me, and whatever is supposed to happen with these videos is what is supposed to happen with these videos. I have zero attachment to it. Spirit will, I was going to say lead the way, but it's not even like I'm looking to go on some journey or anything. I'm even more complacent than that, and not complacent in a bad way, not complacent like I'm going to let ego run all over me, but complacent in that I'm not leading the show. Spirit is. I'm not even looking to lead the journey that Spirit's taking me on. I'm looking to just ride the wave. That's why I was saying complacent. Just relax, just chill. I just want to ride the wave. Whatever Spirit gives me, I will gladly take and ride that wave and just continue on day after day, living my life that way. So that's how I talk to Spirit, and hopefully that'll give you some help if you're at all confused about how to talk to Spirit. And I'm sure many of you are already talking to Spirit all the time and have wonderful experiences with that. And if you want to share those experiences with others in the comments, please do. Okay, well, thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment to help these messages get to the people who need to hear them. Thank you.